What's going on, y'all? What it is. So let's go ahead and slide on these topics. And the first thing I want to touch on is this situation that's going down with Chris Brown. So if you guys haven't heard the news yet, they're about to do a documentary featuring your boy Chris Brown, and they're going to highlight all of his DV cases, all of the accusations and allegations that Chris Brown has faced over the years. And oh wait, they're bringing forward new accusers. Now, as we all know, Chris Brown has been a bit of a problem child his whole entire career. And he's been in this, he's been in that. It's just so many things that he's been involved in. And I always felt that Chris Brown was fighting his inner demons. Now, although I feel that there's several demons that lives inside of Chris, I feel like the one particular demon that he was fighting and has been fighting his whole career is perception. And that's the perception of his peers. I think that Chris struggled internally with not wanting to be perceived as this soft R&B guy. I think that he wanted to let you know, hey, I might sing these songs for the ladies, but guess what? Behind closed doors, you don't want any problems with me. And you can just tell that he hasn't grown up. He hasn't grown up a bit because he just did a concert not too long ago and he had a red bandana wrapped around the mic to yet again enforce his affiliation with the Bloods. I mean, why are you doing that at a concert? Why are you doing that at a concert? You're an R&B superstar who's immensely talented, but yet you want to have these ties to the streets. But anyway, what I want to do right now is roll these clips for you all, and then I'll be back.
A Chris Brown domestic violence documentary has been announced. Chris Brown's legal troubles and history of violence will be the subject of this documentary. The documentary will explore his domestic violence, his assault charges, and his allegations. Variety is reporting Chris Brown domestic violence documentary announced by Quiet on Set Network ID as new accuser comes forward. Chris Brown's legal troubles date back to 2009 when he pled guilty to felony on then-girlfriend Rihanna. In the years to follow, as highlighted in this article, Chris Brown pled guilty to a separate and was sued by a woman alleging that lawsuit settled out of court, along with a variety of other legal issues. According to the logline, Chris Brown, History of Violence, will chart Chris Brown's past all the way back to his troubled childhood, explores the lasting impact of the cycle of abuse, and poses the question, how does a man with such a violent public record maintain a superstar status? With expert and cultural commentary layered throughout, the documentary provides thoughtful reflections into each survivor's experience and psychological destruction in the aftermath of their abuse. This documentary is set to air October 27th on ID. I personally think Team Breezy, y'all are the main ones that need to be locked into this documentary because y'all are delusional. Does Chris Brown make great music? Absolutely. Is he an amazing dancer? 100%. Is he violent? Hell yeah. And for some reason, y'all don't want to acknowledge the extensive history he has with violence, and you want to attack other people that point it out. Hopefully after this documentary airs, y'all will wake up to Chris Brown and who this man really is. Again, if you enjoy his music, that's fine, whatever. But please understand, he is dangerous. Spare us the Rihanna was so long ago, because it's not just Rihanna. If you have that many incidents where they can make a documentary about you, yeah, there's a problem.
All right, nobody panic, but Chris Brown is getting a documentary, and it's not the type y'all think. Chris Brown is getting a documentary based on his domestic violence issues. The same people that made Quiet on the Set has just announced this documentary, and they have a new accuser, which I ain't heard in the news about somebody coming forth about Chris Brown in a long time. So I'm very curious to see who this person is. Now, we all know about Karrueche, we all know about Rihanna, but who is this new person? I know the Chris Brown stans are about to act stupid. Y'all go crazy anytime his name is mentioned in a bad light. But baby, when there's one, there's going to be more. It always happens like that. So, R. Kelly, Diddy, Chris Brown. 2024 is playing for games. Cat Williams, I'm gonna need you to close whatever portal you open, because this one, I wasn't expecting Chris Brown. He's been having a good year. Concerts, doing well. Like, he ain't had no shit pop off. But baby, it's about to really pop off. Now, I don't know if he gonna file a lawsuit to get this stopped, send a cease and desist letter. I don't know what the is about to happen, but I will be staying tuned.
Baby, it was only a matter of time before they was coming for Chris Brown. Now, shout out to Pop Base because they had reported that the network, who's behind that docuseries Quiet on Set, the one about Nickelodeon, they're set to release a docuseries about Chris Brown and his history of DV. Now, the documentary will include new accusers coming forward with allegations against Brown. This is just after Chris Brown had announced his Johannesburg tour, as well as his Sao Paulo, Brazil tour coming up. And I have a conspiracy theory as to why he picked Brazil specifically. If you guys remember back in August, the Supreme Federal Courts had banned Twitter in Brazil. Everybody knows that Brazil Twitter was carrying. I think it's rather interesting that he chose Brazil, knowing that the majority of the news gets shared over on X. And it's like nobody will ever see that. Like nobody's going to even know that he has this docuseries out, which won't even affect his ticket sales in Brazil. I think it's very interesting that he picked Brazil specifically, like he didn't know that docuseries was coming out. He knew, and he chose Brazil. Because name a better place to hide out, make money, and avoid the controversy. I just have to get to the comment section because some of y'all is bugging. Not this person right here. They're actually of sound mind. They said people in the comments saying it happened 15 years ago, referring to Rihanna. Like he hasn't other women after Rihanna. Like the other women don't exist. Somebody else say, yay, praying for his downfall. Me too, Fran. Me too. Iconic said he made one mistake when he was 19. Stop using it against him crowd is about to lose their mind. They're literally about to they've already lost their minds. Go check out their post on X. Exactly. Mr. Brown, them backflips ain't gonna save you. Okay? They might have saved you for the last 15, 19, how many ever years it was, but them backflips ain't gonna save you this time. Because I remember back in August of last year, I remember this post from on site. I've kept it for a long time. And it was back when Chris Brown was supposed to do the AMAs in tribute to the Jackson 5 or Michael Jackson. Interchangeably, I can't remember who he was tributing, and it was canceled. And then he went on this like long tirade about why it was canceled and da-da-da-da. And then Sierra had posted this with him, this video clip with him as basically saying, I ride with you, Chris. And of course, you know, they clipped my tweet, okay? Because I was all up in her mentions like, girl, you look foolish. Foolish. And that's when I changed my image from Beyonce, and I lost this picture and I can't seem to find it anymore, but it was my favorite Beyonce picture. She was like, what? Her picture here, Beyonce's picture here, epitomizes this entire situation. What? Now shout out to Folly because they said they should also delve into these men continuing to be celebrated in Hollywood culture and maintain a fan base regardless of them being she. They should, because how is that even possible? And this is for y'all over here on TikTok, that whole series where y'all are talking about Beyonce's next. Meanwhile, this light-skinned kid is getting a whole docu-series about how terrible he is to women. Like seriously, we're getting the Diddy Chris Brown downfall in 1 year. There's more though. I know that there's more. Who? I don't know, but I know for a fact that there's more. Just like all those people that were exposed during the Harvey Weinstein, all that other stuff, the Bill Cosby stuff, and look at how many celebrities like came tumbling down. So this is no different. This is literally no different. It's just a different industry. That was the film industry. This is the music industry, but it's all full of the same gross, disgusting people. I mean, men.
All right, so you guys just heard all of that, and I'm definitely going to tune into this documentary. I want to see who the new accusers are because Chris Brown has been kind of quiet for the past year or so, or maybe some months. He's always into something. He's been a tyrant since he came into the music industry, and in my estimation, his talent does not usurp all of the things that he's done to these innocent women. And if I'm just going to keep it real and call it for what it is, there are men and women who are fans of Chris Brown that value Chris Brown the entertainer over anything that he's done that violated women. And it's extremely mind-boggling to me that Chris was able to sustain some type of career and have success after what he did to Rihanna. And I don't care how old he was, that's not an excuse to me. I don't care about that narrative that they push or whatever. I'm not saying that he should have fell flat on his face for the rest of his life, but given from where I come from and how I was raised, he's lucky that I wasn't the record exec that was actually in charge of his career at that particular time, because y'all would have been so mad at me because it would have been all over the news that he was dropped. Not saying that somebody else wouldn't have picked him up, but he would have had to get up and off of my record label. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. But anyway, let's move along because I want to get to this exclusive information that I received on yesterday that involves the legendary rapper Timothy Brown, aka Father MC. Now, Timothy Brown, aka Father MC, was born on September the 26th, 1967 in Brooklyn, but he ended up growing up in Far Rockaway, Queens. Now, in my opinion, he had 3 successful albums. The first one was released in 1990, and that was called Father's Day. The second one was released in 1992, and that one was called Close to You. And then the third one was released in 1993, and it was called X is Law. And I'm paraphrasing there. I'm pretty sure you guys can put 2 and 2 together to figure out what I'm trying to say. And he had some tracks, man. He had a few tracks that were hitting. Like in 1990, he had Treat Them Like They Want to Be Treated. In 1990, again, he had a song called I'll Do For You. And then Lisa Baby in 1991. And then I've Been Watching You in 1991. So those are a few tracks that Father MC is most known for. Now, I got an email, just like I told you previously, and this email came from a lady that is accusing Father MC of SA when she was only 1-2. Okay, put that together. I don't want to say the whole word because, you know, censorship and things like that. But she goes into detail. She gives addresses and things of that nature, where it took place, where she used to live, where he used to live, and things like that. And I did reach out to her and I asked her, I was like, is it okay for me to use the addresses? I haven't heard anything from her yet. So what I'm gonna do for the purpose of this video, since I haven't heard anything from her, I'm gonna cover up the addresses that she gave, right? Because I wanna protect her identity, and I don't want people who knew her from that same neighborhood to put 2 and 2 together to figure out who contacted me, right? Because I wanna keep her safe. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into this email, and it says here, "Hi, I hope this email finds you well. I want to start off by saying that you two are the only ones that I trust. Your good intentions and integrity speaks volumes. Thank you. Timothy was the first man that SA'd me. It happened once in the hallway of my house. Normally he would stop by my house and I would go downstairs to speak to him. That particular day, it just went too far. In the early 90s, 1992, I was no more than 1-2. My friend DJ, older brother, was an engineer, had a home studio, and was friends with Timothy, aka Father MC. They lived in Seaview Towers located, and I blocked out the address. I lived at blank and I blocked out her address, which is the house right across the street on the corner. At that time, Timothy drove a green Jeep. I believe it may have been a Cherokee. I'm coming forward not for fame, notoriety, money, or harassment. As a woman who is a mom, I'm triggered and left wondering, were there others? I'm also left to believe that Puffy victims, especially the M's, all right, you guys can read what it says, may possibly date back to the early 90s. Birds of a feather do flock together. Please help me help them. They need to come forward to tell their experience. They need to know that they did nothing wrong. They need to heal and have some sort of peace and resolve. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. Thank you for your time." All right, so you guys just heard all of that, and I do want to say that this information is all alleged, even though it may not be alleged to the victim, but it is all alleged here because I wasn't there. But this is what was sent to me. They were very detailed about what happened, what kind of vehicle he drove back then, also gave those addresses that I blocked out. Now, to be fair, Father MC has a right to respond to these allegations. There are 2 sides to every story, but I'm not going to discredit her story whatsoever, right? I told you guys, I always say this, I learned a long time ago, never ever discredit women. Now, if she does give me the green light to share the addresses, I will come back and share those addresses, because even though she doesn't want anything done per se, she said that she didn't want any fame, she didn't want any money, or whatever the case may be. I personally think that if he violated you in this manner, you should hold him accountable, and we're gonna do that on this channel. But anyway, I'm gonna let this go right here. I want you guys to drop down in the comments and let me know what you think about this whole entire situation. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you're new here. All right, have a fantastic day. Peace.